Hello, I'm Mike and welcome to this new video tutorial. Today, we'll see how to edit this panoramic shot taken in the Italian Dolomites. It's quite a challenging shot to handle, but thanks to Color Theory Pro V2, we'll do a great job. Now let's make the first basic adjustments in Camera Raw to our photo to prepare it for editing in Photoshop. After making the basic adjustments, we open the photo by clicking Open. Now, I'll do a stretch to the photo to give a better shape to my panorama, but this is a matter of personal preference. It's not a mandatory step, I'm just showing it to share my personal workflow. Okay, perfect! Now we can go to our Color Theory plugin. I'd say let's select Landscape and lower the brightness of the blue tones using Blue Tone Lum. Let's adjust the opacity according to our preference. Now, I'll go to Astro and click Enhance Nebula. Next, I'll go to Select and click Sky to select it. With a low opacity brush, I'll paint over the entire sky to give it more depth and dimension. If there are clouds in the image, we can increase the opacity slightly and brush over them. This will help create a more three-dimensional effect, making the scene look more dynamic and realistic. There you go! Look at how drastically the sky has changed, but there's still a lot more to do. Let's go back to Color Theory. Merge everything into a new layer and select Light 1 or 2, depending on which one selects the light better. Now, click Select, then Apply. Next, click on LDM, warm up the lights a bit, and hit Apply. Finally, move the mask onto the color balance layer. This way, the effect is applied only to the mask we created earlier, giving us more control over the adjustment. Now, let's select Dark 1 or Dark 2, depending on what works best, just like we did with the lights. Click Select, then Apply. Next, go to LDM and give the shadows a cooler tone. Click Apply, then move the dark mask onto the color balance layer. This ensures that the cool tones are applied only to the shadows, creating a well-balanced contrast between warm highlights and cool shadows. Now, let's merge everything into a new layer. Go to Landscape and apply HRLA contrast. If needed, adjust the opacity to your liking. Next, merge into a new layer again. Select Light 2, click Select, and then Apply. Now, let's take the Dodge tool and start brushing over the highlights to emphasize them. I recommend setting the exposure to 20% for a more natural and controlled enhancement. This will help bring out the light details and add more depth to the image. Now, we need to do the same process, but for the shadows. Choose the dark mask that fits best. Click Select, then Apply to apply it. Select the Burn tool and start brushing over the shadows to deepen them. This will add more depth and contrast, making the image look even more dynamic. I'll add a slight effect to the top part of the photo to create a vignette effect. This will help draw the viewer's attention toward the center of the image, enhancing the overall composition and depth. Here, in this area, you can see that the black is too intense. Let's take the Dodge tool and gently brush over that spot to soften it. This will help balance the tones and prevent any areas from looking too harsh or unnatural. Let's take a look at the before and after to see the transformation. By comparing the two versions, we can truly appreciate the enhancements in color, contrast, and depth that we've made throughout the D&B process. Great. Now let's follow these steps. Create a new empty layer. Select the color from the sky or any other dominant tone we want to use. Fill the layer using the Paint Bucket tool. Temporarily hide the layer. Select Mid 2 and apply it to the layer. This step helps to subtly blend the selected tone into the midtones, giving the image a more harmonized and cinematic look. Let's change the blending mode of the layer to color. This ensures that the layer only affects the colors without impacting light and contrast. If needed, adjust the opacity to fine-tune the intensity of the effect, blending it more or less into the image for a natural and balanced look. As we can see, when we compare the image from the beginning, the transformation has been radical. The adjustments have enhanced the colors, depth, and overall mood, making the image more balanced and visually striking. This workflow has allowed us to refine every detail, achieving a professional and polished result. Now, I'm going to add a personal touch from my workflow. I don't overuse it, but it helps to give more perspective and emphasis to both foreground and background subjects. I do this using perspective warp. For those who might not be familiar, perspective warp is not about distorting or transforming the image in an unrealistic way. It's a tool to subtly adjust spatial relationships within the scene. This technique can enhance depth, guide the viewer's eye, and create a more immersive composition without compromising the natural look of the photo. Now, let's refine the final details. Apply a touch of Sharpen in the Astro tab to enhance clarity and fine details. Reduce background noise using the Background Noise tool to clean up any unwanted grain. Remove hot pixels with the Remove Hot Pixel function, eliminating those distracting bright spots that can sometimes appear in astrophotography or long exposure shots. This final polish ensures a crisp, noise-free, and professional-looking image. Having a clean image is crucial for a professional result. Let's check how well the Remove Hot Pixel function has worked. By zooming in and comparing the before and after, we can see how effectively it has removed those unwanted bright spots while preserving fine details. A clean image ensures that the focus stays on the subject without distractions. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. For purchasing Color Theory Pro V2, you'll find the link in the description. See you soon.